What about the Gnostic text of Pistis Sophia? Hey guys, it's John. Welcome back to fabulous Akron, Ohio in the John of New Studios. I have said in the past that sometimes that questions come in clusters. Like people will ask the same question. And I had 3 people ask me about Pistis Sophia, which is a Gnostic text. And normally I would cover this over on the Level Up Spirit channel where I'm doing interpretations. But the Pistis Sophia is a very specific one that I want to talk about here. The Pistis Sophia was found originally in 1770s. And it's a very much a what the scholars believe is like a 4th century text. Now, the 4th century is important in this concept because the 4th century is the time of Constantine creating Christianity. It's the time where the Bible was manipulated and various things were altered. When you read the Pistis Sophia, it's an interesting book to read. And when you look at the Gnostic text, you can see the original text and you can see the interpretation of it. But what's really interesting is that it is very much a messianic, Jesus is the one and only way sort of text. And it really kind of shows him to be a Messiah and sets him apart as something different. So when I read the Pistis Sophia, I see a text with an agenda. I see a text that's trying to prove that Jesus was the Messiah, and I'm trying to see something that's trying to prove Christianity is valid. And so as I read it, I am reading it from the perspective of this is less actual spiritual truth and more actual religious propaganda. And as I read it, I see all these stories of Jesus being raised up by rays of light and the 24 levels of this and that and all these things. It's all of this dogmatic belief that is designed to make Jesus supernatural. And I'm using the name Jesus specifically because Jesus is a construct of religion, and Jeshua ben Joseph is the man. And they've tried to make a supernatural being out of a man to hit their agenda to create a Christian religion. And it's interesting because the fact that they say it's a 4th century text, if it's a 4th century text and it's supposedly being told by contemporaries of Jeshua, it's 400 years or 300 and some odd years late. So the contemporaries of Jeshua aren't necessarily even alive. Well, they definitely aren't alive at that point. So it makes no sense for this to be an authentic period text, and it makes no sense for it to actually fit into Jeshua's teachings. Greater works than I've done you will do. His teachings were you were divine. And so as I dive into the Pistis Sophia, as I read it, I just see the manipulations of Jeshua's story to make him a supernatural being. And I will not do an interpretation of it because to me it does not have any validity. So to me it's literally religious propaganda from the time of Constantine. And so when I got the 3 people asking about the Pistis Sophia, I thought it was really interesting that they would all ask at the same time. I who knows, maybe they're friends, but what comes out of it to me is the idea that we need to really look at the sources that we're coming from and really look at it from the perspective of, does this say that I am also connected to God? Or does this say that there's a supernatural being that I need to go to? And when you look at it from that perspective, that's all this text really is telling you how supernatural Jeshua is. And he was a man who understood his divinity. But rather than being supernatural, he was showing us our nature. He was showing us what is natural for us. And that's important to know. So that's my thought on the Pistis Sophia. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.